Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think Babu Owino and James Orengo failed to endorse Edwin Sifuna's bid for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya in 2027? That is one question which the Luhya nation are currently asking. Personally, I've been tagged on many posts, and I want you guys to listen to this clip here by Cleophas Malala, because Malala is also asking the same question.
Orengo amesema anaendea ugavana ya Siaya, si ndio? Babu Owino anaendea nini? Governor. What is the problem with Babu Owino and Orengo saying we are supporting Sifuna for president?
So what's the problem really?
Because haendi kuwa compete, hawajamtaja leo. Tumepigwa mawe, mtoto wetu ampigwa mawe. Osoti umepeleka mtoto wetu kule Homa Bay. Hatujasikia ile sauti ulikuwa nayo hapa Western kusema kwamba we are endorsing.
And Malala is actually asking Edwin Sifuna to call himself to a meeting over Orengo and Babu.
And me, I would like to call upon Sifuna. Mimi kama ndugu yake. Call yourself for a meeting. Let us be candid with Orengo and Babu Owino and others who are not coming out outrightly to say, because tunaweza poteza wakati. Tuko na deadline za kuunda vyama. Mtoto wetu Sifuna akose chama. My advice is Sifuna, make a political party. Watu waingie, wenye wataingia waingie, wenye hawataingia tusonge mbele.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I want us to look at why James Orengo and Babu Owino strategically cannot endorse Edwin Sifuna's bid for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya in 2027. Because remember, these guys held another successful rally in Kisumu here. What happened? Orengo declared himself the party leader. Babu Owino made it very clear that for him, he's going for the governor. And then in 2032, he's going to go for the presidency. Ladies and gentlemen, before I reveal to you guys why James Orengo and Babu Owino cannot endorse Edwin Sifuna right now, before we do that, in case you're watching the channel for the first time, take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Ladies and gentlemen, the first reason why they cannot do this is because they're trying to evade a trap. If they were to endorse Sifuna today, they are going to fall straight into the trap laid for them by Gladys Wanga and Oburu Odinga and their camp. The truth is, Oburu and Gladys are saying that they are going to support William Ruto's re-election bid because Baba left them there. Sifuna, in most of those political rallies, what has he been saying? Who told you? So which means, because according to Edwin Sifuna, Raila made it very clear that ODM will produce a presidential candidate. Up to that point, Sifuna and ODM are okay. But Orengo and Babu have been telling the people of Nyanza, particularly Orengo, that he's also going to run for the presidency. So if they were to endorse Sifuna today, they'll be asked the logic of asking Luos to leave government to come to opposition so that they can look for another government. So I think they're trying to evade that trap. Number two, and for you to understand this, you really need to understand how and why Linda Mwananchi was formed. Let me ask you, why do you think Linda Mwananchi was formed? Linda Mwananchi was formed to counter Linda Grounds. And what was the objective of Linda Grounds? Linda Grounds' objective was to try and consolidate the ODM strongholds after Raila Odinga's death, and as a matter of fact, after they endorsed William Ruto's bid. So Linda Mwananchi was formed to counter it. And the objective of formation of Linda Mwananchi, for those who don't know, were only two. The first objective was to stop William Ruto from inheriting Raila Odinga support base. And who was behind this, you know. And the second objective was to replace ODM party after some time. The truth is, beyond or after 2027. 27 election. So the first one was to stop Ruto from inheriting Raila Odinga support base. As we speak, where do you think Ruto has inherited Raila Odinga support base? Or where do you think ODM has been replaced? Let me make the work easy for you. Go to Luhya Nation today. If you were to talk to majority of the Luhya Nation who are previously in ODM, they will tell you one thing, that they are no longer in ODM party. And they'll tell you that they are in Linda Mwananchi. But Linda Mwananchi is not even a party as we speak. So which means they have successfully managed to stop Ruto from inheriting Raila Odinga support base, especially in the Luhya Nation and other parts. So the only place still remaining, in my view, is Nyanza. Yeah, and because Nyanza is still remaining, it means Orengo and Babu must still fight to stop Ruto. If they were to say that they are not running, or if they were to say they are endorsing Sifuna, it would mean then the war in Nyanza is going to be between two foreigners, that is Sifuna and Ruto. So which means they cannot at this point endorse Sifuna because they are yet to stop Ruto from inheriting the low support base. And that's why the rally in Homa Bay was that charged. The third reason why they cannot, I've always told you that politics is about two constants, the interest and the betrayal. What is the political interest of Babu Orengo? What is the political interest of James Orengo? For Babu Orengo, he wants to become the low kingpin. He cannot become the low kingpin by playing second fiddle to Edwin Sifuna. That one he will be dismissed. For James Orengo, he's still holding on to the hope that he will succeed Raila Odinga, and that's why in Homa Bay, he declared himself the remaining Raila. But that might not happen. He wants to run for the presidency. Again, with the rise of Sifuna, that's also diminishing. So which means both Babu and Orengo wants to inherit Raila Odinga support base, which means they want to be on the negotiating table to represent who? To represent the Luo nation. That is it. Because today, if they were to automatically just endorse Sifuna, it would mean Sifuna can go directly to the Luo nation. Because they are still eyeing or positioning themselves to be the negotiators on behalf of the Luo nation, they cannot. It's still premature. They want also to get enough time, and of course, you will all understand that politics is also about time. Number 4, which is something which you should also pay very close attention to, and it makes sense. As we speak, Linda Mwananchi is yet to pick a presidential candidate. So why would Orengo endorse Sifuna? Why would Babu endorse Sifuna when they've not, as Linda Mwananchi, officially agreed on a candidate? I want to take you back to Raila, because we've been here when Raila was in NASA, when he was in CORD and Azimio. During those times, like for example, in the last election, there was Raila, there was Kalonzo, there was Martha, there were all these other guys. It was a foregone conclusion that Raila Odinga was going to be the presidential candidate. But what happened? Kalonzo could not just endorse him. Martha could not just endorse him. So normally this happens because normally this happens to allow for negotiations. It's a known fact that in Linda Mwananchi, Sifuna, that's a known fact. Sifuna is the preferred candidate. He's going to be the presidential candidate if they'll be on the ballot. Orengo knows that. Babu knows that. But it's because of timing. They can't do that right now. If they were to do that, that's going to affect them in a very big way. And importantly, and this is something which I will not hide from you, James Orengo is not a fool. Babu Orengo is not a fool. They know what they are doing. And they know why they are not doing it. The reason why they are not doing it is because probably these two gentlemen knows that Edwin Sifuna will not be the presidential candidate. They might have that information that Edwin Sifuna is probably just holding brief for someone else. That the presidential candidate is going to be none other than Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, for example. Because we all know that Linda Mwananchi, and this was confirmed yesterday, by the way, Linda Mwananchi is being sponsored by Uhuru. And who is the one calling the shots? So we'll tell them, for us to remove Ruto, let us have Kalonzo. And Kalonzo will be told, you will have to have Sifuna as the running mate. Then Nairobi, you have to support Babu Orengo. Then because Orengo might not really go back to Siaya as a governor, because he's not campaigning there, and of course, he's not very sure, then Orengo, you must also make him the prime cabinet secretary. So probably they know that. They know that. So that they don't want to reduce their value, if you're to ask me, to endorsing Sifuna. They want to create their own brand, make themselves relevant, politically speaking. I don't know what you think. But for me, if you're to ask me, they're trying to evade the trap, the objective, which is to stop Ruto from inheriting. So if they was to endorse Sifuna, that would give a lot of leeway there. Then they want to be on the negotiating table. And of course, Linda Mwananchi yet to pick their presidential candidate. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. If you enjoyed this analysis up to this stage, please in the comment section, just type present. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.